Let me ask you a serious question. Have you ever seen a dude flexing a $1,200 iPhone, but he's asking if he can split the bill at Applebee's? Or how about someone in designer sneakers who can't cover rent next month? Crazy, right? Well, let me drop a truth bomb on you. Poor people are working overtime to look rich, while the actually rich are working overtime to stay invisible. And today, we're tearing the Gucci curtains wide open and exposing 10 ways poor people try to look rich. And exactly why it keeps them broke forever. Because in a world ruled by Instagram highlights and hashtag rich vibes only selfies, most people think looking rich is the ultimate flex. But let me tell you, flexing is the fastest way to stay broke. So let's break down these 10 hilarious and tragic ways poor people try to look rich, and how you can do the exact opposite to actually become rich. Number 1, the designer drip disease. First up, designer clothes. And you know exactly who I'm talking about. The guy wearing a $1,500 Balenciaga hoodie, flexing on TikTok from his mama's basement. Or the girl rocking a Gucci bag that costs more than her entire monthly income, all while her fridge has nothing but leftover instant noodles. It's funny because when poor people finally get a little extra cash, their first instinct is, how can I show everyone I'm doing better now? Instead of investing it, they blow it on giant logos that basically scream, please validate me. Here's a wild fact. Most millionaires actually look boring. They're the ones in plain t-shirts from Target or Uniqlo, driving a 10-year-old car and drinking black coffee they made at home. Why? Because they know real wealth isn't about looking rich, it's about having freedom. The tragic part? The broke flexer is stuck in an endless loop. Buy flashy clothes, get compliments, feel important, stay broke, repeat. They're basically a hamster on a Louis Vuitton wheel. Meanwhile, the rich person is silently stacking assets, letting compound interest do its magic, and making moves you'll never see on Instagram. And the irony? One day, that quiet rich dude will buy the entire building where the hypebeast is renting a closet-sized apartment. But if you thought logomania was bad, just wait until you see what they're strapping to their wrists next. Number 2, the watch flex that tells more than time. Ah yes, the almighty Rolex, the holy grail of wrist flexing. For some people, slapping on a Rolex is like putting on a superhero cape. They instantly think they've leveled up in life. Here's the reality check. Most people buying expensive watches aren't checking the time. They're checking who the hell's looking at them. They want that one moment in a room when someone says, "Oh, is that a Daytona?" So they can puff up like a peacock at a bird show. Meanwhile, actual millionaires. They're usually wearing a low-key Casio or an Apple Watch that tracks their calories better than their spending habits. Warren Buffett wears a $20 watch. Mark Zuckerberg? He probably doesn't even know where his watch is. Because when you're actually rich, your money works harder than your accessories. The broke flexer's watch isn't telling time. It's telling a story of insecurity and financial mismanagement. It says, I spent my emergency fund to impress strangers who don't even care. A watch should be a tool, not a billboard for your bank balance. Want to flex? Flex that investment portfolio instead. And speaking of flashy flexes, let's buckle up, because next we're talking about the car that's draining their wallet faster than gas at a Ferrari pit stop. 3. The car flex, leasing your broke soul. Now let's talk about the favorite toy of the broke flexer, the luxury car lease. And if this is you, pay attention to what I'm about to say. That shiny new BMW or Mercedes parked in front of an apartment building with a leaky roof. It's basically a rolling Instagram filter. Here's the plot twist. Most people you see driving luxury cars aren't rich. They're broke with good credit. They signed a 72-month lease, paying monthly payments bigger than their investment contributions, just to stunt on people they barely know. Meanwhile, real wealth builders, they buy reliable used cars and invest the difference. The rich understand that a car is a depreciating asset. It loses value faster than a trendy TikTok dance. As soon as you drive that car off the lot, it's basically losing money faster than you can say flex. The broke flexer, though, they're using their car as a personality replacement. The exhaust is louder than their savings account, and the only thing higher than the car payment is their anxiety on the first of every month. Remember, your car should get you from point A to point B, not from paycheck to overdraft notice. But if you thought their car game was outrageous, wait till you step inside their overpriced luxury apartment. It's about to get even wilder. 4. The fancy apartment trap. All right, now let's step into their favorite Instagram set piece, the luxury apartment. And I know hundreds of people who make this mistake. Rooftop pool, floor-to-ceiling windows, city skyline views they mention 37 times a week. The broke flexer loves a fancy apartment because it's the ultimate I made it badge. Never mind that they can barely afford furniture, so they're eating $5 ramen on a camping chair. As long as they can post that sunset, skyline selfie, they feel like Jay-Z. The problem? That apartment is a financial black hole. High rent, extra fees, valet parking. It's like setting your money on fire and watching it drift away into the night sky. Meanwhile, true wealth builders live below their means, sometimes house hack or find cheap, functional places so they can stack cash and invest. They know an apartment is a temporary shelter, not a personality trait. And let's be honest, flexing an empty apartment is like wearing designer shoes with holes in your socks. Looks cute for the gram, but in real life, big yikes. By the way, if you want to learn more about developing the stealth wealth mindset, when you finish watching this video, go back and watch our previous videos to learn exactly how to master the money game the right way. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and consider becoming a member to stay updated. Now that we've left their overpriced glass cage, let's hit the streets and see where they really drain their wallets. The club scene. Get ready for number 5. 5. The nightlife narcissist. Next up, the club warrior. This is the self-proclaimed big spender who orders bottle service like they're closing a $1 million deal, when in reality, they can't even close their own credit card balance. I mean, these folks will literally blow $1,500 on overpriced champagne to impress people they met 15 minutes ago. They'll toss around sparklers, dance on couches, and feel like a king or queen, until they check their bank account the next morning and realize they can't afford Uber home. And you heard me say it in the last video, but here's the harsh truth. Real wealthy people don't need to announce their net worth via neon-lit bottle parades. They're at quiet dinners, private events, or better yet, home plotting their next investment move. The nightlife narcissist isn't paying for fun, they're paying for attention. And every flex night adds another nail to the coffin of their financial future. Want to actually feel rich? Skip the $20 vodka sodas and build an asset that makes money while you sleep. Because the only thing that should be lit at 2 a.m. is your investment portfolio. But if you thought the party was expensive, wait until you see what they're buying next. The latest shiny gadgets they definitely don't need. Let's jump into number 6. 6. The gadget addiction. All right, tech heads, about time we roast y'all because I need you to pay attention right now. You know that friend who always has the latest iPhone the second it drops? The one who acts like not having the newest Apple Watch is a personal failure. These folks love gadgets, not because they need them, but because they need people to see them with them. Flexing that new $2,000 laptop at Starbucks, even though they only use it to scroll Instagram and watch cat videos. Here's the kicker. Most of them finance these gadgets, stacking up monthly payments with sky-high interest rates. They're basically renting clout at 22% APR. Meanwhile, wealthy people, they treat tech like a tool, not a personality. They'll rock an old phone until it practically begs for retirement. Why? Because they understand a shiny gadget won't make you rich. It'll just make your debt collector rich. If your tech costs more than your investments last year's, it's not a flex. It's a financial facepalm. But if you thought gadgets were a wallet killer, wait till you hear about the vacation flex, where people literally go broke just to post beach vibes only. Let's dive into number 7. 7. The vacation flex illusion. Next up, the vacation flexers. And don't take this one personal, cause I used to be that dude. You know the type, the people who post catch flights, not feelings. But conveniently, don't post the credit card bill that comes after. They'll drop $5,000 on a Bali trip just to take one perfect photo with a floating breakfast tray. All so they can harvest likes from people they haven't seen since high school. The irony? They come back to reality more broke and stressed than before, straight into a soul-sucking job they still hate. It's like paying for a fancy escape room you can't actually escape from. Meanwhile, the wealthy travel for growth, rest, or new opportunities, not just to show off. And often they choose low-key trips that align with their long-term goals, not their Instagram aesthetic. If you're putting your dream vacation on a high-interest credit card, that beach sunset is going to haunt your wallet for years. But if you thought going broke for vacation was wild, just wait until you see how they buy friendships with dinner tabs and bar bills. Let's break it down in number 8. 8. The always pick up the tabs syndrome. Now let's talk about that friend who insists on paying for every meal like they're auditioning to be the next Shark Tank investor. They think footing the bill makes them look generous, powerful, and rich vibes only. But in reality, they're often racking up credit card debt faster than they can say, "I got this." True wealth, it doesn't need to buy affection. Real rich folks know that authentic connections aren't built on shots of Don Julio or overpriced sushi dinners. They're built on trust, loyalty, and shared experiences that don't require a receipt the size of a CVS coupon roll. If your wallet is constantly crying after group dinners, that's not generosity. That's a financial self-sabotage mission dressed up as kindness. Want to impress your friends? Teach them how to invest, start a side hustle, or help them build a budget. That's a bigger flex than any round of overpriced cocktails. But if you think buying dinner for everyone is the peak of broke flexing, buckle up, because the next move takes the crown for fake success. Let's talk about number 9. 9. The fake entrepreneur flex. You've definitely seen this one. Someone who slaps CEO in their bio after selling 3 t-shirts on Etsy or opening an online store that hasn't shipped an order since 2021. They're more focused on curating their boss life Instagram grid than actually running a profitable business, because nothing screams, "I have no idea what I'm doing," louder than using entrepreneur as a personality trait instead of a real grind. Meanwhile, real entrepreneurs? You barely hear from them. They're too busy putting in 16-hour days, solving problems, scaling teams, and reinvesting every dime. You'll find them buried in spreadsheets, not popping bottles labeled CEO vibes. The fake entrepreneur's biggest asset is their ring light. The real entrepreneur's biggest asset, cash flow, equity, and actual customers. Being a real business owner isn't about flexing. It's about freedom, discipline, and outlasting every single wannabe hustler who gave up after the first tough month. And finally, we've reached the ultimate broke flex move, the one that quietly drains lives for decades. Let's expose number 10. 10. The zero savings, all credit lifestyle. And now the grand finale, the ultimate broke flex. Living life entirely on credit like an idiot. These are the people who treat credit cards like monopoly money, swiping left and right as if the bill magically disappears at midnight. They max out cards to fund designer fits, fancy dinners, or trips to Tulum, all while having exactly $3.27 in their actual savings account. They think as long as they keep up the illusion, no one will notice they're one missed paycheck away from disaster. But guess what? That illusion shatters fast when the interest charges hit harder than Monday morning. Meanwhile, the wealthy? They play the credit game like chess, not beer pong. They use credit strategically to build leverage, get rewards, or earn points on expenses they were going to pay anyway. And most importantly, they actually have the cash to back it all up. The biggest flex isn't a maxed out American Express. It's an investment account so fat it could eat your flex budget for breakfast and still have room for brunch. And that, my friends, is the final boss of broke behavior. But here's the good news. You can flip the script anytime you want. Keep in mind there's probably more, but these were just 10 ways poor people try to look rich and stay broke. If any of these felt like a personal attack on you, good, because awareness is the first step to real wealth. Instead of burning cash on short-term flexes, the rich focus on assets, financial education, and long-term strategy. They know true wealth is quiet. It's about freedom, not followers. Next time you feel the urge to drop $900 on hype sneakers, remember, those shoes won't carry you to financial freedom. Only smart choices will. Stay smart, stay stealthy, and remember, flex quietly, build loudly. Comment the words, "rich vibes only," if you can relate to any of these points. As a matter of fact, if you want to know exactly why staying invisible will actually make you richer, we've compounded 10 stealth wealth secrets that'll completely change the game for you. Just click the video on the screen now, and we'll see you in the next one.